Hello and welcome everyone, it is me, TheLaval, also known as the Power To-Do List, back for you with another video. And from the overlay, or rather the setup, you guys can probably tell that it's going to be another combo guide. This time for the Synchro spam variant of Morphtronics that I showcased last week on the channel. Deck list will be up in the corner just as the last time, and we are going through some basic lines of play here that I'm going to showcase on, like, the basis of having certain cards in hand. I think the most basic thing we are going to go through with every Morphtronic list is going to be the combination of Cellphone and Machine Duplication in hand. There is multiple ways to get the Cellphone. 1-for-1 is one, Foolish Burial into a Revival spell is also one, and if you run the dice in the deck, that also gives you a opportunity to pick up a Cellphone from your deck. But yeah, without further ado, I'm probably gonna shuffle this, see if we can, draw into some nice hands, see what we can pull off with the deck, because this deck is, in general, some basic things do carry over since you're still playing the same archetype, so everyone who has watched the last combo guide will definitely see a lot of recurring themes, since there are still, basic things that just carry over for every Morphtronic variant. But yeah, that is going to be it. This is going to be with 5 cards instead of 6, since this is a more going first oriented list, and this is already looking rather nice, to be honest. I'll put the hand down here. We are going to start off by normal summoning said Cellphone, dropping a Machine Duplication targeting said Cellphone. This is all, under the assumption that we can just play uninterrupted. When it comes to playing through interruptions, the deck doesn't really do a whole lot. In general, if your normal summon gets, negated, or, your machine dupe gets hit in any way, shape, or form, you are kind of, as the kids say, you're not in a good place, Just to get that out of the way, we are going to start off with the middle Cellphone here, quickly grabbing a dice from my deck box. It is going to be a 6. I'll reveal up top here, seeing 2, 3, 4, and a 5th card. Picking up the smartphone here, remember that one, since just like in the last combo guide, you need to really watch out which smartphones you summoned off Cellphone. Since you can't re-summon those of, just any extender you have in your deck, which is going to be a problem. Yeah, going off into the second, give this a fucking proper roll, into the second Cellphone, get a 5, pick up a remote this time, only use those two, so those two are going to get turned into a platinum gadget real quick. Quickly shuffle this again. Put this back, take those two, go into a platinum gadget. Activate the last one. Monster Reborn, a Scopen, and a Lantron. The Scopen looks very interesting, and I'm going to pick it up in defense, which is an important detail in this case. Since Scopeman defense is treated as a level 4, and the first major part of this deck, in contrast to the equip build, is that you want to make TG Hyper Librarian as fast as possible, resolving that effect of smartphone here to get in for another Scopen, which we are going to shortly use for some further plays. So shuffling the deck again real quick, putting that back, tuning Scopen and Cellphone. 4 and 1 makes 5. In this case, TG Hyper Librarian, an absolutely insane card, by the way. Dropping the repair unit here, discarding the Scopen from hand, to grab a cell phone from the grave, which we are directly going to activate into a 2. Just going to net us another Scopen. Summoning that. Putting the Foolish Burial back on top. Quickly shuffling this here. Don't want to take up too much time shuffling. Resolve the smartphone, we resolve the cell phone. So let's just, tune those 2 into a formula synchron, which is going to get us started on our plays. Since now on summon formula synchron triggers to draw a card. Also because I synchro summoned Librarian triggers to draw another card. Very nice, am I right? Yeah. Scopen effect to summon the Boomboxen from hand here to get another level 4 onto the board. I am going to next up use Remoten to banish said smartphone, which I can special summon to banish it. And to grab another smartphone from deck, so I do have a way to extend. And yeah, from here on out, we're going to take Boomboxen and Scopen to go into my favorite Synchro Power Tool Dragon. Use this effect this time to not grab a guaranteed equip spell, since as you can see, I drew into DDR and repair unit in my opening hand, which means we kind of have to settle for, 2 and a 1, which I'm probably going to resolve with a dice here. Just quickly give those 3 a quick shuffle. We'll just say 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. It is 3 for the middle one, which is a repair unit. So, yeah. Now that I, by the way, forgot to draw off Hyper Librarian. Second machine dupe, doesn't really matter. But yeah, from here on out, we are just going to banish a Morphtronic from our graveyard, preferably cell phone, since we do have a DDR in hand. Summon smartphone's effect. Grab more card advantage, in this case a staple, which is very nice. And then we are going to turn the smartphone and the Power Tool Dragon into one of our first interruptions in the form of a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, which is going to trigger the Librarian again to draw another card. We are then able to go ahead and think for a quick minute, since this is kind of tough. I do have that banished. I do not want to use that effect right now, so I think I will go ahead and, go ahead and activate the DDR, discarding the staple for now, so I can summon back the cell phone, take those, make a 4, which is going to be Old Entity Hairstore, which is going to Librarian draw again, which is not necessarily what I want to see. Interesting. That is a thinker right there. We do have a smartphone engraved that we can summon, which is very nice. So repair unit here. Discard the Remoten to grab a smartphone, which is going to again activate, revealing 3 cards. Oh, that is a thinking moment. Although I'll probably just grab a Vacuuman here, since I do need a sort of discard. And with that, we basically have our end board set in stone. This kind of has a set end board. You mostly want to make the Sword Saga here, which is our generic 5. If I had another Morphtronic on board, I could use Sword Saga's effect on summon to switch that monster's battle position to get the other effect off. So for example, Smartphone has a really decent defense position effect that lets you manipulate your Librarian draws. On that topic, I get to draw again since I summoned a Synchro monster. Then we are going to take Librarian, Sword Saga, and the Formula Synchron, which is a 12. And we are going to turn those 3 into a Shooting Quasar Dragon. This could be a Blazer Dragon if you're on him, but I just prefer Quasar for, you know, the iconic anime optic, you know, that is definitely something nice. The dice at this point is kind of dead because you mostly want to use it to get the cell phone at the start of your combos. Yeah, and finishing this off, we can't access that Smartphone, which is kind of sad, to be honest, right now. We don't have another way to banish. So yeah, I can just, you know, go ahead, Plat Gadget effect, summon that to kind of, you know, top it off with a Linkaribo, but not much I can do there. Still, we do have the double machine duplication in hand. If you know, draw into my extenders, you know, I didn't see Junkbox or the Monster Reborns in this hand. And yeah, I am probably gonna quickly put this back together. Quickly, you know, take out the dice, probably put in the where after so I can showcase that line of play as well, or how the where after kind of compare to the dice. So we're going to quickly take those 3 out, put them to the side here. I already have the where after properly sleeved up, so I can just quickly shuffle this back together after, again, you know, picking out the main combo. Last time I showcased machine duping Remoten. In this build, it is not really, you know, a line of play you want to commit to, since Saffron makes, you know, everything a lot easier, since Saffron gives you, if you happen to reveal a Scopen, gives you easier Hyper Librarian access, which is what you want to make as fast as possible. Yes, Remoten is, you know, a kind of emergency play, I guess. Remoten is still a great machine dupe target, and you can still definitely make some interruptions of summoning him, but you are definitely better off if you stick to the cell phone in this variant, which makes this a lot more linear. Drawing again 3 other cards, since this is more going first focused. And just like last time, we're going to start off with a normal summon cell phone into a machine duplication, again assuming this goes through uninterrupted, but this time we do have the where afters in deck to kind of grab us additional level 1s during our combos, which is kind of nice. I do see the appeal of that, but I do like me my dice-based cards, so I definitely will probably prefer running the diced dice instead. We are going to start off from left to right with a 5, which is going to look very, very tempting. But in the end, it is going to be Smartphone who gets summoned. Wasted probably half this video just shuffling my deck. Yeah, it is going to be the next cell phone's turn to summon a friend from the deck. And this time, all the reveals are again looking very nice. This time, I'll probably pick up a Boomboxen, so I already have, you know, definite access to a Hyper Librarian with the Smartphone on board, which is very nice. So yeah, take those 2, turn them into a Platinum Gadget. Didn't sort my extra decks, so I kind of have to search for those again. The 3rd Smartphone will, you know, call up the boys. Grab a Stapon here. Very nice. You like to see it. Yeah, where do we kind of go from here? We are going to, you know, resolve that Smartphone, since Smartphone has not yet resolved his effect. A whole lot of unluckies. Almost. Almost. You almost got me there. Yeah, so shuffling this again, cutting. Going ahead, you know, turning Boomboxen and Smartphone into, again, the man, the myth, the legend, the TG Hyper Librarian. We're then going to Platinum Gadget effect to summon that Remoten. Remoten's effect will activate, and we are going to banish this cell phone this time and not the smartphone. Since I did end up with a dead smartphone last time. Do not want to do that again. Grab a smartphone from deck, and we already have, you know, banish fodder with the other smartphone in grave. Could have done this the other way around as well, you know, banish the smartphone first for the cost. But in the end, it doesn't really matter. We are next going to take Remoten and Staple, turn those two into my absolute pride and joy. Power 2 Dragons effect will resolve, and since we do not have, since we did not draw into one of our equip spells, we can, you know, just be like, yep, 3 repair unit. That is a definite add to hand. Shuffle that back together and continue to play from there. I again forgot the Hyper Librarian draw on the Power 2 Dragon summon. I am just really excited to resolve Power 2 Dragon, I guess. Yeah, we are going to banish set Smartphone, since that was summoned off a cell phone from the grave, to put onto the board another Smartphone, which we are going to resolve into a dice rolled 4. 2, 3, 4. Pick up the vacuum in here, since we do already have 2 level 4s in hand. We do not need a third one, I think. Jesus. Put that back here. Turn Smartphone and Power 2 Dragon into the Crystal Wing. Draw another card of Librarian. Nice, we finally get to see an extender. And from here on out, we do tend to have some options. But first, I am probably going to go ahead and banish the next Smartphone from grave to summon this one, activate the effect, get a 6, maybe see a Scopen, that would be nice. 4, 5, 6, and, you know, wish and you shall reserve, wish and you shall receive. Yeah, but at this point, you know, seeing a Scopen is kind of easy to assume, since we did go through half of our deck already. Going to take those two and turn them into Formula Synchro. Now the same line of play will happen again. Formula Synchro triggers, Hyper Librarian triggers into a draw 2. Nice, we have seen an extender. Yes, we have achieved Yu-Gi-Oh! Nice hand size, by the way. Dropping the junk box here to grab a cell phone. Going to activate that into a 3. Just going to net us a Remoten. Not necessarily the worst thing at the moment, since we do have a lot of ways to deck thin. Remoten is going to trigger, and we are going to banish. You know what? I'll just banish a Remoten to grab another Scopen from the deck. Or do I just grab a Remoten here? It really doesn't matter. Thanks for your message, Dunda. I will reply once I'm done recording. Shoutouts to you if you are seeing this. But I will assume that you probably don't. Yeah, turn those two into an old entity Hastor. You know how it goes. Librarian draws another card, which is going to be another extender. Jesus, that hand is looking stacked. I did summon that Smartphone properly, so I will junk box to summon that Smartphone that I have in grave. Smartphone's effect will resolve again. Rolling a 3. We will probably just grab a Lantron at this point. Still have fucking, 18 cards in hand. Just continuing to combo off, I guess. Taking those two. Making another level 5. But those are, the final touches on top of the board. Again, drawing a card of Hyper Librarian. Again, if I had a Morphtronic on board, Samurai Sword Saga can swap that battle position and, kind of net you guys some more advantage. Yeah. But we are not going to, sit here for long because we are going to take those 3, turn them into the penultimate Synchro boss monster in the Shooting Quasar Dragon, and now we still have a lot of cards in hand to play with, which is very nice. We're going to start this off with a repair unit, discarding Scopen, summoning Scopen. Scopen's effect to summon a level 4 from hand, taking those 3. And making an FA Dawn Dragster to set up a spell and trap interruption. And next up, we are going to... we don't have access to another smartphone here. Instead of the Dawn Dragster here, you can also make Naturia Beast. I just make the Dawn Dragster here, to kind of showcase that it's here. But you could also, instead of making this, you could probably also, use that repair unit to get a staple on board, or just grab back the smartphone and then, probably get the staple on board and then just use the DDR in hand to get back a smartphone, since those two tend to make a Naturia Beast, and that way you have cleaned yourself of all extenders and you have effectively locked your opponent out of spells. Yeah, what is there to talk about that I didn't talk about? If you decide to go with the main deck Where Aftos, which we sadly didn't see in this combo, I'll just quickly, put Power to Dragon on top, or do I? No, we give the rightful place back to Shooting Quasar Dragon. Yeah. Those are, your end boards. You end on a Shooting Quasar, Crystal Wing, and then maybe a Spell or Trap Interaction, or, the lock out of spells, which is kind of nice, honestly. You can make some really cool turn 1 boards with this, especially if you draw into, appropriate extenders for that. In general, a lot of things carry over from the other combo guide. You do want to prioritize your tuners, especially in this one, since you want to make Hyper Librarian as fast as possible. Remember, summoning a Scopeman Defense doesn't net you an extra special summon, but it nets you a Hyper Librarian if you have a cell phone on board, which is very nice. Yeah. In general, this has a more set end board. You don't really cater to, whatever situation you play turn 1. You make your negates and just hope your opponent cannot play through those. Yeah. So this has been my combo guide for, your Quasar Build-A-Board Synchro Spam Morphtronic decks. Again, deck list will be up here in the corner or in the description below. Definitely let me know what you guys think of these, kind of revised combo guides that are a bit more in depth and a bit more talkative from my side than just sitting there and fishbowling combos. So yeah, I will definitely thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys again next time. But until then, goodbye.